distancing guidelines or perhaps a statewide stay-at-home order. Good evening, I'm Art Holliday. The governor is set to speak any minute now from Jefferson City, and we'll bring you that press conference as soon as it happens. As we await the governor, let's bring in 5 on your side's Kay Quinn. She's been anchoring from home to stick to social distancing and stay-at-home orders in the metro. Kay?
And Art, we have a lot going on this afternoon. We got some new numbers on people with COVID-19 right here in the metro area. And now we know exactly where those people live. Let's go to the map. This is a breakdown by zip code. St. Louis County releasing the number of cases by zip code. And it seems a majority of those cases are concentrated in North St. Louis County and the Chesterfield area. You can check out the map for yourself. It's at KSDK.com and on the 5 on your side app. You can also text the word FAX to the number on your screen, 314-444-5125. We'll send you a link to the information on our website. Again, text the word FAX. Do not call that number. We also have new numbers out of Missouri and Illinois. These are the new case numbers. Illinois seeing a huge jump in cases, more than 1,000 added in 24 hours. They're at nearly 9,000 positive cases. In Missouri, there's been more than 2,000 confirmed cases, Art.
Governor Parson is speaking right now in Jefferson City.
I have no greater responsibility than to protect the health and safety of all Missourians. Over the past several weeks, many have supported the decisions I have made, and some have criticized. And I would like to walk you through the reasons behind the decisions that have been made. My administration and the Department of Health and Senior Services had been planning the COVID-19 weeks before Missouri received notification of its first positive case. Since that first positive case on March the 7th, we have spent countless hours consulting with medical experts and leaders all across the state. We have coordinated with all levels of government, and we have continually told Missourians to stay at home. On March the 21st, I ordered a statewide social distancing order. This required that social gatherings be no more than 10 people, as well as other guidelines with no exceptions. This is exactly where Missouri needed to be at that time. As of today, out of the 24,727 people that have been tested in Missouri's total population of approximately 6 million, there have been 2,113 positive cases of COVID-19. This data shows that 8.5% of those tested have been positive. There is at least one positive case in 76 of the 114 counties in Missouri. Over half of the total positive cases are in the St. Louis region. Of the Missouri citizens who have tested positive, approximately 22% have required hospitalization. This means the remaining 78% are recovering at home or have already recovered. I am saddened to report Missouri has 19 deaths at this time. Our hearts go out to their families and their loved ones. Fortunately, Missouri's COVID-19 death rate is below 1% as of today. Together, we must continue to control, to contain, and fight this virus. To stay ahead of the battle, as the governor of the state of Missouri, I'm ordering a statewide stay-at-home Missouri order for all Missourians beginning at 12:01 a.m. Monday, April the 6th, until 11:59 p.m. till Friday, April the 24th. This order requires individuals currently residing within the state of Missouri shall avoid leaving their homes or places of residence. All individuals in the state of Missouri shall avoid social gatherings of more than 10 people. All public and charter schools must remain closed. This order also covers the time frame of existing municipalities and court orders. Let me say this. The state means so much to me. There are 6 million of us that call Missouri home. We live in small towns and large cities. And our diversity is one of the greatest advantages we have in this state. That is also why this decision has weighed so heavily on me. It is just not about encouraging people to stay home. I have done that every day in these weekly briefings for 2 weeks, encourage people to stay at home. It is having the power of governor to pick winners and losers, and whether I feel it is appropriate for me to use the power by determining who is essential and who is not. This power is something I think should be rare for government to ever take advantage of. And for one person to make the decision for 6 million Missourians without due process, jeopardizing their liberties. Over 100,000 people have filed for unemployment in our state. And I'm sure they would all tell you that their jobs were essential. Their spouses, their families, and everyone who depends on them thought their jobs were essential. Many orders were put into place earlier on in other states and many cities without thinking about the unintended consequences. Hundreds of businesses were declared essential. Thousands were declared non-essential. What we have seen and what the medical experts have told us is that in some instances, the essential businesses have become hotbeds for transmission as people flocked to those locations and risk spreading the virus even further. That is a tunnel effect where we have allowed a small number of businesses to be open, and people continue to go there with no supervision, with no authority of the numbers that can be in those buildings at any time. This has created an unintended effect for everyday Missourians. Therefore, my order will provide a clear framework to allow businesses to operate, but they will have to follow the social distancing measures this order requires. By tightening these exemptions that have led to the unintended funnel effect, my order goes further than any directive in the state. Mayors and county commissioners and county executives, if you would like to put any further restrictions in place, that is up to you, because you know the people and the needs of your communities the best. There comes a time when we have to make major sacrifices in our lives. Many of us make sacrifices each and every day. But now more than ever, we must all make sacrifices. This is not about any one individual person. This is about our families, our friends, and our neighbors. This is about the entire state of Missouri. This state is made up of winners. And to win this battle against COVID-19, it's going to take each one of us doing our part and putting out our best. Our actions today will determine the future. So for the sake of all Missourians, be smart, be responsible, and follow this order. Stay at home, Missouri. God bless you. God bless the great state of Missouri, and God bless the United States of America.
All right, that's Missouri Governor Mike Parson announcing an official stay-at-home order running from April 6th through April 24th. We'll have much more detail coming up in our later newscasts. The first temporary hospital for coronavirus patients has been built in Chicago. We're shifting now back to Illinois. In just 5 days, the state has built a 500-bed facility at McCormick Place. It's the city's largest convention center. They expect to have 3,000 beds there by the end of the month, just one of several alternate care facilities the state is building out.
A longtime high school guidance counselor is one of the latest COVID-19 victims in St. Louis County. Here's 5 on your side's Jasmine Payute.
Sandy Kearney was a guidance counselor at Eureka High School for more than 20 years. Today, we spoke with some of the people who worked with her who say she's come out of so much, they expected her to beat this virus as well. Overall, Kearney worked with the district since the 80s. Yesterday, Rockwood School's superintendent made the announcement saying Sandy was a treasure who will be truly missed. And with the schools closed and students at home, the school is working to make sure those students know they have someone they can talk to. Kearney's death now a devastating reminder that this virus is spreading throughout our communities.
This virus is near us. It's affecting people, and sooner or later it's going to be somebody that we all know, and so I think we just really have to follow the guidelines from the CDC, and we have to be very cognizant of staying in our house and staying away from other people.
The district says any student who needs someone to speak with can reach out to their teachers or counselor directly. Jasmine Payute, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Jasmine. A St. Louis tradition 40 years in the making has been canceled because of coronavirus. I'm talking Fair St. Louis and America's Birthday Parade, both called off for this year's 2020 Independence Day celebrations. Those celebrations were scheduled for July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This year would have marked the 40th Fair St. Louis and the 138th America's Birthday Party.
Starting tonight at 8 o'clock, all St. Louis County parks will be off limits. They'll be closed for 3 weeks and possibly longer. 5 on your side's Tracy Henson spoke with county officials about why the parks needed to be shut down. Tracy?
Art, Tillis Park here has been a wave of activity since I've been here, and it is one of the reasons that the parks have to close tonight at 8 o'clock. Just too many people and too much of a risk right now for COVID-19. I spoke with Parks Director Tom Ott on the phone today, and he said they took a multitude of complaints from residents and rangers, varying from groups of people walking together, crowding at water fountains and bathrooms, and for everyone's safety, they decided it was best to close the parks down.
It's really a public safety thing. I can tell you that we've had reports now for a little over a week where people have not been practicing social distancing. We're getting that from our park staff, our rangers, and we're also getting people that call in and email us about the same thing. So we're really doing this for public safety.
The parks will be closed through April 22nd. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll hear more from people who are concerned about the closures. At Tillis Park, I'm Tracy Henson, 5 on your side.
The FDA gives the green light to a new kind of coronavirus test, but it's not for those who are currently sick. New information about how the coronavirus is actually spread could have you thinking twice about your next conversation. Billions given out in just one day. The new loan program for small businesses in need.
Performance and price, go to Auto House BMW, St. Louis's ultimate BMW center.